Very good morning, one and all. Myself, D.Jyothi, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE Data Science, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Welcome to the lecture series on data analytics using R. Today we are going to discuss about vector and list. This is the overview of today's lecture. We will be discussing what is a vector and few examples on the vector, and what is a list and few examples on the list. The definition of the vector. Vectors are the most basic R data objects, and there are 6 types of atomic vectors are there. The logical vector, integer vector, double vector, complex vector and the character vector. Here I have an example here. How to declare a vector. For declaring a vector, we can use a vector function, or otherwise if you need to have, the condition is like you need to have more than 2 elements to declare a vector. If you are having more than 2 elements, you have to use a C function here. C function followed by, you have to declare the numbers. I have declared 5, 6 and 2 here. And when you have to view the output, you type A and run the program. The output will be displayed like this here. We have stored 5, 6 and 2 into a vector called A. In the output screen, it will display 5, 6 and 2. This is the output screen. In my slides, this part is the input and this part is the output in all the slides. How to declare a numeric vector? The same thing. I have taken age as a variable. I am using a combined function, C function. I have declared 5 numeric variables. The same thing, when you press enter here, or when you run these 2 lines on the RStudio, it will be displaying whatever the elements these numeric vector have stored in the memory. A string vector, the same, you will be using a C function here, and the strings need to be covered with double quotations. I have a red, pink and green. These are the strings I have assigned to the apple. And when I am trying to view the output of this one, whatever we have stored, red, pink and green will be displayed on the output screen. Next, we have a logical vector. In logical vector, we will be storing true, false and true. Otherwise, we can have a TF. Instead of true, false, we can have TFT. And we are storing in the B, and look at in the output, true, false, true will be displayed. One more vector creation is the complex. We are using the complex number here. We are taking the 2 complex numbers, 1 plus 0i and 2 plus 4i, that we are storing in the E here. The same thing, we are using the combined function. When we try to view the output, we will be getting the output like this. Another way to create a vector is by using a colon operator, and in other way we call it as a sequence. All the time it is not possible to enter manually numbers. So what we do is, we have to create more numbers, then we use the colon operator. I have 2 sequences here, observe here. I have a 7 colon 9 is one sequence. 6 colon minus 2 is another sequence. This is 1 and this is 2. Look at the output here. From 7 to 9, this is the output for the first one, 7, 8, 9. And for the second one, this is the output for the second one. I am starting with 6 and I am ending at minus 2. So it will start from the 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And after that, it will go into the minus 0, minus 1 and minus 2. The one more example, we can have all the basic operators applied on 2 vectors. I have a vector called x here, I have a vector called y, and I can directly look at this one. I am multiplying 4 to the x, that is the first example, and you can take a scalar variable and you can apply any mathematical operator on a vector, and look at the output for this one. The first one, this is the first one, for a scalar number into a x. This is the output for this one. In the output screen, I have got this one. So, 4 is multiplied with a vector x. And next one, I am applying arithmetic operator plus x plus y, x vector added with the y here. This is the second one. And x vector is subtracted with the y. This is the third one. This is the third output. X vector is multiplied and x vector is divided. These are the arithmetic operators, and we can perform any arithmetic operation on the two or multiple vectors. This is called as vector arithmetic. One more important topic in the vectors is vector recycling. When we have to use the vector recycling is, one vector you are having a very large vector, another vector you have a very small vector. Then to save the memory, we have to use the vector recycling. Observe here, I have a very small vector A, in that I have 1, 2, 3 and I have a large vector B, and in the vector recycling I am applying addition here. A will be added with the B, and observe the output here. So, 6 plus 1, 7 plus 2 and 3 plus 8, like this it will go in, it will another cycle 1, 2, 3 will be added to the vector. Next topic is the vector indexing. Here I have a character values A, B and C. I am storing it in the Z. When I am trying to view the output, index value will start from 1, 2, 3. So, when I write Z of 1, whatever the value we have stored in the first index, that is A we have stored, this A will be displayed in the output. The real time applications, what we do is we take employee ID as an index and we store the data so that we can extract the data very easily with the employee ID. We can apply logical operations on a vector. The comparing the vector, look at here, we are using the logical equal to and we are using the less than symbol here. I have defined two vectors, vector 1 and vector 2, and the the logical vector output will be, it will be in the true or false. Logical equal to will be applied. I am applying logical equal to in between the vector 1 and vector 2. Look, observe the output here. This is the output for the first one. So, vector 1 and vector 2. I have 1 in vector 1 and 0 in vector 2. 1 and 0 are not equal. 8 and 5 are not equal. 10 and 7 are not equal. So, I have got false, false, false here. The same thing is applied to the second operator. Less than operator. This is a relational operator. This is a logical operator we are applying here and the relational operator we are applying here. Vector 1 less than vector 2. Here also I have got false, false and false. And another example is sorting a vector. We can apply all the built-in functions. We can apply a length function, we can apply a sorting function, all the built-in functions we can apply to a vector. We are demonstrating the sort function here. Look at here, the values are not sorted. I have a 6, 7, 8, 18, 9 and 20 that I have stored in S. Now, I am applying a sort function. So, sort function, what it will do is, it will arrange the values in the ascending order. Look, observe the output here. So, this is the actual vector, and once you execute the sort function, I will be getting the output like this. Another topic we are discussing today is the list, and we'll be looking at some of the examples on the list. This is the major difference between a vector and a list. A list will be having, we can have different classes of elements in a list, but in a vector, we can have the same type of variables we can store in a vector. That is the reason you want to create you have to store different types of data. Then you can store by using a vector, but you have to use a numeric vector for storing a numeric variables, complex vector for storing a complex variables, string vector for storing a string variables. But in a list, we can have different classes of data we can store by using a list, and the list need to be created with a list built-in functions. So that is the major difference between a list and a vector. So by using a list, what is the difference here is we can accommodate different data types in a single data structure. This is a syntax for creating a list, as I told you. So in a vector also, we can create a vector by using a vector function, but the simple way to create a vector function is by using a combined C function. So mostly we'll be using C function for creating a vector. Very less number of times we'll use a vector, a function for creating a vector. But in list, we have to create a list by using a built-in function list only. That is the important thing you have to remember. Look at here, I have the floating variable here. I have a logical data I have assigned to y, and I have a sequence assigned to z, that we have discussed in the vector. We can use a colon operator for creating a sequence. Now I am trying to print the data in the that is stored in the my list. The first data I have got is 5.78. The second data I have got is true, and the third data I have stored in the list is I'm using a sequence, so I'll be getting the output as 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You can you want to know what type of data we have stored in the my list. You can use a type of function, type of built-in function. Look at the output here. What type of data we have stored in a list, because we have created a list by using a list built-in function. So when you apply type of on my list, it will display list as the data structure. And we can apply a built-in function length on the my list. The length of the list is 3. Look at here, we have 1, 2 and 3 different types of data stored in the list. So it will display the length as 3. Accessing the elements in a list, I have a list 1 with 24, Anvi 5.4 and Hyderabad data I have stored here. And look at the output. I will be getting 24, Anvi 5.4 and Hyderabad. So observe the index value. In the index value 1, I have 24, in the index value 2, I have Anvi, index value 3, I have 5.4 got stored. In the index value 4, I have Hyderabad got stored. Now I am trying to access a list index value of 1. What is there in the index value of 1 here? I have 21 in the index value of 24 in the index value of 1. So look at the output here, I have got 24. And what I have stored in the index value of 4? I have stored Hyderabad in the index value of 4. So it will display Hyderabad in the index value of 4. Now I want to change. You can change or you can delete. If you know the index value of a list, you can do the data manipulation. So I want to replace Anvi name with a Kathy name. So I need to know the location where it has stored. Once we go back, in the index value 2, in the index value 2, I have Anvi got stored. Now I want to replace the Anvi name with a Kathy. So I have to mention the index value properly, then only we can replace. Now the list of list 1 of 2 index value is replaced with the Kathy. And now observe observe here in the output, in index value 1 we will be having 24, in the index value 2 that we have changed. Previously it was Anvi, now we have changed to Kathy. And the index value 3 I have got 5.4, in the index value 4 I have got the same previous data Hyderabad. And we can remove the data. We can remove the data from the list. So I am simply giving an index value 4 here. I am giving the index value -4. When you use minus, the index value that will be removed. So what I am trying to remove is Hyderabad I want to remove. So what is the index value of Hyderabad? 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 is the index value of Hyderabad. Now I am printing at the same time, I am writing list of 1 of -4. When you apply minus here before the index value, that will be removed from the list. Now I am trying to print the data. In the index value 1 I have got the data 24, in the index value 2 I have got the data Anvi, and the index value 3 I have got 5.4. I don't have anything in the index value 4 because I have removed the index value 4. Nothing will be displayed in the list. List of 1 you are having these data only. Thank you one and all.